Hey there and welcome to another episode of the Jack Bosch Show. This is episode 4 of our multi-part series on the new real estate revolution. So in part 3, I obviously let the cat out of the bag and talk to you guys about what I believe is the number one asset class that's going to explode in 2024, and that is land. And we're already seeing it happen in the past years. We're already seeing it happen. There's people popping up left and right that talk about land. I'm getting in my inbox, I'm getting like house flippers, rehabbers, things. Everyone is starting to talk about land. Everyone is starting to develop land. Everyone is starting to flip land. I was at a conference just last weekend on Saturday, where a guy comes up to me and says like, "Hey, I'd never done land ever in my life, but right now I come across several properties. One is a house with an extra lot. I split it off. The other one is a tear down, and we teared it down and we sold it as a land, and etc. etc. It's just going off the chain. It's everywhere. But there's still more to the story, and that is that with all the influx of people coming into the land, there's actually the way you have to deal with land, the way you have to operate in land has changed. 2 years ago, nobody knew about land. 5 years ago, heck, not even land people knew about land. It's just like nobody, this was the best hidden secret for 20 years. And then just about 2-3 years ago, it started becoming more popular and more popular. Due to COVID, as I explained in the session and in segment 3 already of the new real estate revolution already, but it just became more and more sexy. Everyone started buying land. Everyone's talking to people about land. And with that, the dynamics of actually how you make money in land has completely changed. And nobody is talking about it at all. In other words, let's talk about different aspects of it. First aspect, how do you even reach landowners? Well, it used to be that we get 5% response rates. Well, guess what? If you send out a normal direct mail letter now, you get between 0.5% and about 3% response rates. It's still way better than the house flippers do, but you are getting lower response rates now. The response rates has dropped. So what do you need to do in order to do that? Well, you can't send your standard letter anymore in a standard white envelope and a standard thing. You gotta get more creative. Perhaps you add a handwritten envelope to it. Like the letter inside can still be the same. The purpose of a letter is to be opened. That's the purpose. From a marketing point of view, like it doesn't matter if inside has gold in it. If nobody opens it, the gold goes wasted. Somebody throws it in the garbage, the gold goes in the garbage. So the thing is, the key of direct mail is to get opened. So we're living in a different world today. There's a new problem today. And the problem is that with more eyeballs comes a little bit of adjustment of strategy. In other words, it still is 10x easier to get a piece of land than it is a house. But you can't just be an amateur right now anymore and expect to make $500,000 in land flipping. You gotta be a professional. So times have changed. It's the right asset class. The asset class is blowing up. More and more people coming into it. The demand is there like crazy. You can make the money of your lifetime with land flipping, but you gotta treat it as a real professional business. And that's number one thing that changed. So what does it mean? You need to go consistently. You need to send direct mail consistently. Number 2, you perhaps need to add a second way of reaching your customers. How about cold calling? Cold calling has always been moving around the fringes of the land space. Never was necessary to use because cold calling is a pain in the butt. Right? Nobody wants to cold call, but now there's services out there. You can hire a service and they cold call for you. How about paid advertising? Right? Was never necessary. You send out direct mail, you get 1,000 letters out, you get a 5% response rate, you get 2 deals out of there. Basically, it's basically $800 in mailing cost, get you 2 deals, which means the average cost per deal is $400 and the average profit per deal is $15,000. Boom. Why navigate to anything else than direct mail? Well, guess what? Today, you want to go and add perhaps some cold calling to it. Today, you want to add some, again, handwritten letters to it. Today, perhaps you even want to talk about adding some paid advertising to it. Google advertising, Facebook advertising. I guess there's now there's now advertising agencies that actually figured out how to get you leads for as little as $20 a lead. That would be interesting. Now, even if a few leads are not good quality, let's say if only one out of 5 leads is good quality, you spend $100 a lead, right? But now if one out of 5 good leads gets you an acceptance, or 1 out of 25 of these leads gets your deal, you're in exactly the same kind of price point. You're at about $250, $500 per lead to get your deal, right? So there's many different ways. The other thing is follow-up. Used to be, now I'm talking 10 years ago or so, that used to be that you just send out a letter. In some areas you get a 10% response rate. The most that I've ever done is I send out 100 letters. I got 55 responses. That's unheard of in any asset class whatsoever. And I bought 35 of these lots. Now these are small lots in a cheaper area. I paid $400 a piece for them. I sold them for $4,000 a piece with $400 down and $197 a month for 3 years. Boom. But if you add that up, $197 a month, it's, let's say, $200 a month, times 12 is $2,400, times 3 is $7,200. So every single one of these deals made me $7,200 plus the $400 down payment, which covered my purchase cost in the first place. So basically $7,200 in profits times 35 is what? 7,200, 72,000. It's something about $250,000 in profits from 100 letters. Well, guess what? Those days are over now, but they're really not. They're over from a point of view that you can't expect to send 100 letters and get 55 responses. But what you can do is you can send 100 letters and then follow up on them and follow up on them again and follow up on them again. And you probably in certain areas can still get 10 deals. Like one of our students right now that actually sent out 1,800 letters, got 1 deal. 1,800 letters, got 1 deal. And after he was done following up, he had turned that into 11 deals. So the way to succeed in land investing in an environment where all eyeballs are starting to look at land, it's the disposition is not the problem. Back 15 years ago, acquisition was easy, disposition was hard. Because in an environment where everyone was shying away from real estate, you could get as many deals as you wanted to, but finding the right buyer took sometimes a little bit longer. Well, in the COVID years, neither disposition nor acquisition was a problem. But right now, as I was saying, as everyone's eyeballs comes in, disposition is going to be easy. Acquisition is going to take a little bit more effort. Now, with that said, you want to work with the best of the best. You don't want to believe those people that say like, well, yeah, all you need to do is work from your laptop from at home. Yes, you can. Absolutely. This is 100% from home. You don't need to you didn't need to go anywhere. But then they say like, well, and all you need to do is write a few letters, make a few offers, and you get overwhelmed with deals. Well, that's not happening right now. But you can get an overwhelming amount of deals if you do the right follow-up process. So again, it's starting to become the game where every blind chicken can find a corn, as we say in German, right? Where you don't have to know anything, you don't have to be good at anything, you simply just go send out some letter, make some offers, and get some deals accepted. And it's starting to become a game where you can make massive profits, but you gotta be more professional than you used to be. And that's what we're doing in our upcoming masterclass starting January 15th. We're actually showing you exactly how you can build a professional land profit system. And not only that, but how can use our system, how you can literally have it done for you, how you can have the best of the best of the best in the world to actually go send out the letters for you, do a follow-up system for you, can actually make the offers for you, right? Negotiate with the sellers for you, negotiate with the buyers for you, sell the properties for you, how you can literally, how to get the tweaks that you need in your land business to be successful today. Because the times are changing. It's not a huge amount of competition coming on. We're still 1/100th of the competition that the house flippers has. But who's coming into the market is a bunch of professionals. And if you want to compete with the professionals, you got to be professional, because otherwise they're going to wipe you out in the market. So with that said, I want to invite you to come over to landprofitmaster.com, register for the masterclass that's starting on January 15 right now. It's going to be a 5-day masterclass for 5 days, just 1 hour a day. We're going to go and lay out exactly how to make land flipping work today, how to make it into a 6 and even 7-figure business, how to avoid the mistakes that those do that treat it just as a minor hobby, and how to literally laugh your way all the way to the bank. So with that said, check it out, landprofitmaster.com. And with that said, that concludes the newest episode of the Jack Bosch Show, of my podcast. See you in the next episode.